I love shooting this gun. Can you love a gun? I think I love this gun. I knew I was going to. I just felt it. I couldn't wait to shoot. So you can see we had a pretty okay time at the range. Alright. With both these weapons, they did a good job. Alright, so let's do one at a time. But first, let's talk about what ammunition that we're shooting. Let's talk about this guy first and what ammunition we shot. We shot American Eagle, which is federal rounds. This is 380. This DB 380 is chambered in 380. 95 grain, fully metal jacketed rounds. These cartridges are really good shooters. I've never had a problem with Federal. Federal so far has cycled through all my weapons and very dependable. Is absolutely one of my favorite rounds to shoot. So love Federal. All right, let's start off with the things I didn't like. Let's get the ugly out of the way first, right? So a couple of times when I was chambering around, it jammed a little bit. Now, I think that it was probably really my fault. I think I was babying this gun, right? Let me take it down so you guys can see it's clear. Again, this gun doesn't lock back. That's one of the downsides. So when chambering this gun, I think I was pulling it back and letting it go kind of soft. Going with the weapon, guiding it back in, and every time I did that, it jammed. I have no idea what jammed, how it jammed. It was crazy, but it was easy to fix, not a problem. But I learned that once I got a new magazine in and let it go, she was fine. It didn't have any problems. It cycled all the rounds. No rounds jammed during the firing process. Very good to know. Very good to know. No rounds. 0 rounds jammed during the firing process, and I believe I put about 100 rounds, maybe 150 rounds through this weapon, and put one magazine. That is another downside. So definitely gonna have to look at getting more magazines, at least 1 or 2 more. I mean, super tiny, it can fit in your pocket, but it worked great. Super tiny for a small gun. It feels really nice in my hand. Alright, so I talked about this guy right here, my Taurus. Even in 380, which is not a really snappy round, this is not a fun range gun. I'm gonna be honest with you. I hate taking this thing to the range. I have to cycle through my PDs, my personal defense rounds, and just to make sure that the weapon fires. It lives with PDs in it. And it's double action for safety. You know, I can drop this thing and it's not going off. This is a really, really safe gun. I really enjoy this weapon. However, it is not a range gun. If someone run on me, I have a flashlight at night. I also have probably need to change the battery. I haven't changed it in a while. But for all you who are concealed carry and who deal with understand personal defense, you know, you're not going to get into a situation where you have to shoot somebody at 20 yards. That's not the case. Most incidents are going to happen within 7 feet. 5 to 7 feet is where you can look at your sweet spot being. Listen, 5 to 7 feet. So when people go to the range and they shooting, you know, 50 yards and all this other stuff, it's not going to happen. It's just purely for target practice. But anyway, nevertheless, this thing was really nice, and I appreciate this little gun. I like it a lot. While I was there, I looked at a couple other weapons for my daughter as options if she once we take her to the range so she can feel this. If she doesn't care for it too much, then we're gonna probably look at something else. But right now, this is her choice. I kind of like it. I'm gonna be honest with you. If I can replace my curve with this one, this is actually a pleasant shooter. I enjoy shooting anything at the range, and that's a win for me. So I went for this weapon. If I enjoyed it, I think my daughter would really, really like it. So that's this guy, right? Slide her out the way. Let's bring in this guy, right? At the range. What a fun time I had with this guy. Oh my God. So first of all, let's talk about what we were shooting. Federal. These are not if I haven't mentioned it already, this Glock 34 is chambered in 9mm, right? So we was shooting fully metal jacketed rounds at 34 grains. I think I put, I don't know, probably about 250 rounds to this gun. This is my first time shooting it, so I needed to, couple of things, break it in. That's number one. This gives me an opportunity. I'm probably, with both of these weapons, probably gonna put another maybe 200 to 300 rounds in them before I clean them. As you know about Glock, anyone that knows about Glock, these things can run filthy and constantly cycle rounds. So yeah, but anyway, nevertheless, I'm not gonna go too far with this guy because, as I mentioned before, or if I haven't mentioned, I'm planning on using this as a competition weapon, so I need to make sure that it's pristine. Now, let's talk about this thing. Oh my God, the trigger was much nicer than I thought. Glocks have funny triggers, and I'm so used to my Glock 19's trigger that when I grabbed this one, I anticipated to having a similar experience. It wasn't the same. It's clear. This trigger was super. I thought it was for a Glock trigger. Yeah, let me just say that. It's very nice. It's very nice. My very first round through this gun, and I don't know if it was because of the 380. I didn't anticipate the DB 380 having a really nice trigger, just to be clear. You anticipate a gun like this to have a little extra pull, right? When you're in a self-defense situation, you don't want a light trigger, because all you got to do, if you just tap the trigger and it's firing, that's probably not what you want, especially on the self-defense. You want to be able to squeeze a trigger under duress to make sure that you're firing, and that's what actually all of my carry weapons does. It gives me that feeling of having something a little bit heavier in your hand. Even with the small guns, you have to pull the trigger to make it fire. This little 380, it has a pretty stout trigger, but it lets you know you're firing. It doesn't have the reset is literally all the way at the top. It's ridiculous. I mean, and I know I'm shifting gears off this first gun, and I didn't talk about what I liked about it. Yeah, I did. I talked about it was a good shooter and it was a good man. But the reset on this gun is all the way at the top. You hear that? And look how much more trigger I have to go. I don't know if you can see. Look, no more. Reset is all the way at the top. Right there. Let's see how much more trigger I have to go. That's it. So this thing, the reset is all the way at the top, which made me pull harder to shoot, right? So with this guy, it was a different ball game, right? So reset is there, very audible, very loud, with another snap. This thing, I enjoyed it, but it felt like I was at a reset when I pulled the trigger the first time, and I wasn't. And it fired off like pow. It kind of shocked me a little bit because I didn't expect it to go off. The trigger was lighter than I expected, and it could be just because of what I did on this other trigger, which doesn't necessarily mean that this one is lighter. It just means that it's lighter than the 380. Nevertheless, I think I did okay for the first time shooting this weapon. I believe the sights are off, so I had to do some adjusting to hit my target. Again, you know, when shooting, especially putting rounds to a weapon and understanding the sighting, to know that it's, you know, barrel, ammunition, and things are aligned it's the grouping, it's not just the target that you hit. So you can aim at one place, and if you keep aiming at the same place and you pull the trigger and there's a consistency where the bullets land, that's what you want. You want tight groups all the time. We can correct sighting. We can't correct if you can't keep your bullet grouping into one place. So this one had a really good time, I was able to keep really tight groups with this. There's sometimes I went off a little bit and I think I got anxious, or I was, I don't know, getting a little frustrated with, I think I got anxious more than anything and firing a little quicker than I would. I was having fun with the gun, and although still hitting in a pretty decent area, I could have kept my groups a lot tighter, but it's okay. I think it's still a great gun. I know that if using this weapon, even as it sits in competition, in a competition type shooting environment, I'll be okay. Even right now, you know, that's barring me going down to a 3-pound trigger. That's barring me doing something, getting a different slide in this thing, different forward spring. It's barring me getting a different barrel, and also doing some other things with the trigger. I will be just fine, right? And I think the sights are okay. However, I think I would probably eventually go to a different sight, even if it's on the exact same slide. The slide is not horrible. I haven't put myself in a situation where I had to worry about, you know, any rapid firing. So far, as fast as I shot today on the range, I was able to get back on target pretty quickly. And when you think about the top competitive shooting, the piece of round that I would have to hit, the metal that I would hit, I would not have a problem with striking that metal every time I pull a trigger. That's just in my opinion, but this is not under competitive shooting setting. However, I have decent confidence in myself that I can do it. So these are the new members of the family. Although I looked at a possible newer member. Oh my God, I'm probably gonna buy another gun this month. But nevertheless, these guys are great, really good shooters, and I appreciate them. So this is gonna be fun. Can't wait to deck this guy out. All I'm gonna do with this guy is shoot it more and get that spring loosened so that it can be, you know, dependable. That we don't have problems with it. I'm gonna work out this thing, making sure that every time I pull it back, that it's good to go, but that the round actually sits where it's supposed to and not jam. Other than that, it's a really dependable shooter. I enjoy shooting this gun. It's crazy. I really enjoy shooting this little gun, and I don't like little guns, but I enjoy shooting this little guy. I hated loading it over and over again because I only had one mag, but I really enjoy shooting it. I love shooting this gun. Can you love a gun? I think I love this gun. I knew I was going to. I just felt it. I couldn't wait to shoot it. I think I dry fired this weapon at least 200 times, just getting ready for to go to the range. But love this gun. Once I get some mods done to this gun and some updates to it, I'll post some more to show you what I did. Maybe go through some of the process of upgrading this one, because I'll be upgrading this one, and I'm going to be doing some upgrading to this guy right here, my Glock 19. Like I mentioned the things that I plan on changing if I haven't. I think I did early in this video. So those are the things that I'm gonna do to both of these. And yeah, thank you guys for sharing this experience with me. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you like this content, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave comments if you have any questions. Thanks again for joining me. Bye now.